Welcome, Mainz and Money London 2016. With me here is now Condor Gold. You remember the fantastic company working in Nicaragua, and Mark Child, the chairman and CEO, wants to give us an update. Mark, glad to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
What happened with the company? I mean, we have interviewed you several times in the last years, and I think you made tremendous progress. You just arrived from Nicaragua 2 days ago. You had big meetings for the permitting and stuff, and you have a new twin strategy implemented. Can you comment a bit on that?
Yes, we have a twin strategy of fully permitting and constructing a base case processing plant for 1 million tons per annum that can produce 100,000 ounces of gold a year from a single open pit. So that's the first part, and we're developing a clear path to cash flow. And the second part is to add another 1-2 million ounces of gold to the overall resource.
Aha, so that means you are planning, I thought in the presentation, 20,000 meters of drilling, right?
Yes, we've got drill programs in place where we can increase the resource in the key vein sets by 40%. So that would take it up from 2.1 million ounces to just over 3 million ounces. And that's a no-brainer for us because it's increasing incremental ounces where we have a reserve and resources.
Great, fantastic. Let's come shortly back. Drilling is fantastic, that's no question, and to get a larger resource. But how is the permitting stage by now? What have you achieved altogether?
Well, as you said in the introduction, I've just come in from Nicaragua, and I had meetings on Monday morning this week with 3 ministers, and we've signed an agreement to get the mine permitted. So they're making various introductions on permits. We've passed all the technical studies, so there are 16 different technical studies to get a mine, from hydrology to metallurgy to tailings to processing plant. We passed all of those, and now we're working in the local area, and we'll get the mine permitted. So we're working with the government on that.
Great. What is the time frame now for that? I mean, how much more time you need until you can finally say, yeah, production, the construction decision, and we start construction?
Well, we hope to get the permits in the first half of next year. Now, this is in the hands of the government. We applied for the permits 12 months ago, November last year. So we've now passed the technical reviews. We're in the hands of the government on when they decide to grant them to us. Once we have the permits, we've said to them 12 months of additional studies to buy the land and to do some additional studies to bankable feasibility, and then there's a 24-month construction period.
Okay, 24 months. Yeah. Why is that long?
Well, we've added in a 6-month contingency, to be honest, because it's Nicaragua. Could be shorter, but yeah.
Okay, Nicaragua, how is it these days to work in there? From the country, from the land?
In Nicaragua, it's pro-mining. Gold's still the second biggest export. We've just had President Ortega re-elected. He's pro-mining, so that creates stability for us. It's a relatively secure country in terms of Central America. They've got good tax breaks for the mine and also for exploration companies. And we own 100%. We don't have to give anything away. So we think it's sort of a good jurisdiction to be operating in.
Fantastic, great. As I saw in your Mines and Money presentation, you have a great share structure. Yeah.
Yes.
You have not that many shares out. You're still, I think, very undervalued compared to your peer group, right?
Yes, we are. Yes, I don't think AIM's doing us any favours. London listing an AIM is not good for us. We're looking to get listed on Toronto or New York in the first half of next year. We have position papers on this. So our valuation is, on my presentation, we're about $18 an ounce in the ground. Canada, the 12 peer group in Canada are $73. So we're a quarter of the valuation. The price to book price to book for the Canadians is 0.9, we're 0.2. So why are we a quarter of the valuation of a Canadian company at our stage with reserves about to get permitted, and we can add another couple of million ounces? And the answer is probably Nicaragua, where Europe doesn't really understand Nicaragua, whereas Canada, 90% of the companies operating in South America are TSX listed or US listed. I also don't think London, AIM listing, really understands resource companies. We're the last man standing. We have 2.4 million ounces. Nobody else who's London listed own 100% of everything. UK Incorporated has 2.4 million ounces. They've all gone. They've gone bust, or they've been taken over. So there's no peer group comparison. So I think that we'd be better appreciated on another exchange.
Okay, great. Key question, of course. I saw Ross Beatty
Yes.
joined,
Yes,
let's
that's
say, the
right.
club of the
Yes.
shareholders, I would call it.
Since we last met, yes.
Since we last met, I think that's a big
Yes.
positive step for you, as I know Ross also
Yes.
very well.
Yes.
And I know him also. He invests only in companies which have the quality and
Yes.
which have a lot of potential. So
Right.
maybe he sees much more than the 3 million ounces.
Well, I've now worked out why he's worth so much money and so successful. He employs some excellent people to do the site visits and technical due diligence on the companies. And one of those is Dr. Warren Pratt, who's a structural geologist, PhD. The good news is he's now working for us as a consultant.
Wow.
So he's on site
That
at the
helps.
moment. He's having his 30 days. And Ross Beatty and I are both equal shareholders at 7%. And I said to him, can I use your guy to help unlock the project and demonstrate a district play, and have we got 10 million ounces? And he said yes. So he's working on it. And we started a scout drilling program, which is designed by Warren Pratt. We're doing 4 different areas. We've just completed the Cacao project last night in Nicaragua, and we're moving on to Real de la Cruz, and we think we're going to get some excellent drill results. So expect news flow from a 4,000 meter drill program. It's not resource increase, it's scout drilling to show new targets, new discoveries, new upside potential on the project.
Wow. So it means, on the one hand, in the future you will raise the resource again, but it's very important to see the potential of the whole land package, right?
That's right, that's right. It's very important. And we've got rock chip samples. We're soil sampling the whole district. So over 9 years, I bought 10 concessions, all adjacent and contiguous concessions. And that's 300 square kilometres. We're now soil sampling the whole 300 square kilometres.
Yeah.
And we've done 70% of that.
Wow.
And we'll update the market before the end of the year on the soil sampling. But for example, we've got rock chips to the north of the project, 9 kilometres from our resource, which are 53 grams. So that's 1.5 ounces of
53,
gold
wow,
on the
Jesus.
surface.
Yeah, exactly.
So we need to put a drill hole underneath that. We've just trenched up there, and we've got some good trench result, or good rock chips, additional stuff, which we'll put to the market soon. And it's a big gold district. It's a really big gold district, and that's why Ross Beatty's invested. It's not just is it 2.5, but is it 10? And we're working with him to unlock the district and his people.
Great, fantastic. How much money is in the bank? Because when you drill, it costs money.
It does. We have about just over £1 million in the bank at the moment.
And that's enough for that?
It's fun. The current drill program is funded. Yes.
Super. Okay. So you maybe need to have to raise next year somewhere.
Yeah. Sometime next year we'll need to raise money. We're an exploration company.
That's normal. You're burning money.
Exactly. We have negative cash flow. And that's probably factored into our share price already anyway.
Okay. Last question. The major targets for next year you really want to achieve?
I think that the TSX or New York listing, I think, is really important.
Absolutely.
Ross Beatty wants us listed there, so we'll
I can understand it.
and he's got a great following, so that'll help a re-rating. The second thing is we like the permits in the first half of next year. The third thing, the scout drilling to show if one of those 4 targets we got planned comes back and is big, that's going to really re-rate it and give a district play. We'd like to increase the resource and fourthly, the no-brainer is existing incremental ounces in existing vein sets up from 2.1 million to 3 million ounces. And that would be great to do next year. So if we can get those 4, I think we'll have a substantial rating. I think we can turn this, I do think generally that we can take this into a $40 million company into a $150 to $200 million company over the next 12 to 18 months of that strategy.
Yeah, I believe that too. I wish you all the best for that, definitely. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Always great to talk to you. And I think next year I want to get in a nice update from you.
Okay, I look forward to seeing you next year.
Yeah, and we look forward to the drill results.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Mark Child, the chairman and CEO of Condor Gold. And you heard it, Ross Beatty is now on board. He holds also around 7% like Mark is doing. And the drills are turning 20,000 meters. They want to drill within the next months. And good news flow is for sure in the future. And if they can raise that from 2.3 million to over 3 million ounces gold in the resource, I think that's a big step. And also the listing in New York and Toronto for next year is a big step for the company. So check it out. Thanks for watching us. Bye bye from London.